100%, 100%. That's one thing. As you're building relationships, you're building your network, you're bringing partners on, you're joint venturing, doing whatever it is you're doing. You have investors. Yeah, your word is your bond. It's your reputation. I mean, that's all you have. And if you happen to break that, man, it's tough to come back from that.
Especially when it's part of the reason it took me so long to want to make the leap into kind of the real estate syndication world and being on the general partnership side is because especially when there's other people's money involved, investors, they're my coworkers, my friends, my family. I can't think of a whole lot worse than having to look one of those people in the eye and say, hey, I could have or should have seen this coming, whatever this is, but I didn't, or I did, but I chose to ignore it. And hey, your money's gone, or, your investment is not what I said is going to be. Of course, real life happens, right? So things can always go south or sideways, but I think that's the integrity part, or me thinking, almost at all costs, I'm going
Yeah,
to do what I can to make sure that we're protecting these third party investors that are trusting us with their investment dollars.
absolutely. Yeah, no, investor capital is precious, and there's in my opinion, there's no higher level of trust that someone can bestow upon me, and I'm sure you probably feel this way, than for them to hand over $50,000 to invest into a deal. I mean, that's the utmost trust that someone can have in you. So we and I'm sure you do this too. We do everything we can to make the investor experience as clean, as enjoyable as possible. Communicate as often as we can, even when things are tough. We've had to pause distributions on a couple of properties, but we communicated. People understood. Almost no one had any issue with it. They know that we're continuing to operate the properties at a high level. So, and they understand it's just a factor of the economic conditions that we're in, right now. So, it'll pass by at some point, and we'll have distributions again. But as long as you are communicating and you are, really focusing on your investors, I think a lot of times those difficult conversations can be managed a little bit better.
Certainly, and to the extent that you have those conversations, as you've mentioned, ultimately you can use those as you can probably come out of that with even more respect or trust from your investors. The way that you handle, that the downsides, or handle the when things go south, how do you respond? So,
Yeah, yeah.
fully agree.